One day, a tortoise was resting under a tree on which a bird had built its nest. The tortoise spoke to the bird mockingly. "What a shabby home you have! It made of a broken twig, it has no roof, and it looked crude. What worse is that you had to build it yourself. I think my house is a way better, which is my shell. It much better than your pathetic nest." "Yes, it made of broken stick. Looks shabby and it's open to element of friction. It is correct, but I built it and I like it," said the bird. "I guess it's just like other nests, but not better than mine," said the tortoise. "You must be jealous of my shell, though." "On the contrary," replied. "My home has space for my family and friends, which I cannot accommodate anyone other than you. Maybe you have better house, but I have better home," said the bird happily.
Okay, hi, my name is Bahaki, and my part is listening skill, and my teaching aid is called audio illustration, which means that the student will listen to the audio while seeing the illustration of the story itself. Okay, my first activity is called presentation stage, which is to write a summary. The step is the teacher will open the illustration of the short story, and brief a bit about the story before play the audio, and ask the question involve the animal in the story. For example of the question is, have you all seen the tortoise in his shell or the bird resting in their nest? So after that, the teacher asks the student to focus, and the teacher start playing the audio short story, which called the tortoise and the bird. After the audio finish playing, the teacher asks the student to write a summary based on their understanding toward the story in the piece of paper within 50 minutes. And after that, after finish the right summary, the teacher will collect all the paper to review on what the student had understand to the short stories. And that's for my first activity. And for the second activity is quite simple, which is the answer the question. The activity is practice stage. Okay, the first step is the teacher will summarize again on the short story before giving the student the MCQ paper. And after that, teacher give the student the worksheet paper that contain MCQ question based on the short story itself. After that, the student need to answer the question within 10 minutes. And after that, after finish the answering the worksheet, after finish answering the worksheet, the teacher will start to discuss about the question and give the correct answer to the student to review. Okay. That's for my second activity, which is quite simple. And for my third activity is presentation stage, which is called Act It Out Director. Okay. This activity for me is really interesting because the student need to create their own story based on the starting scene that the teacher give to them. Okay, the step is simple. The teacher asks the student to be in a group of 5, and then each group will be given a starting scene and let them listen to the starting scene. For example of the starting scene is tortoise was resting under a tree on which a bird had built its nest. The tortoise spoke to the bird mockingly. This is the sentence, which is the first sentence of the audio itself. And after that, each group need to come up with their own story based on the starting scene given and act it out in front of the classroom. So this basically the activity. The student will need to create their own script, their own story based on the starting scene which the teacher given to them. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to Miss Siti Hajar. My name is Muhammad Shafiq, and I'm going to talk about the activities for my skills, which is speaking skill. So the topic that I choose is from year 5, which is self-protection. So the first activity for the lesson will be the presentation stage. So the teacher will the first thing first, the teacher will explain what are the topic is about, and the student will have to listen to the teacher, and the teacher will ask the student to list down 2 out of 4 the benefits of self-protection, and then the teacher will ask the student to describe it in front of the classroom, to describe the benefit in front of the classroom. For the second activity will be the practice stage. So the teacher will ask the student to construct a few sentences, and then the student after the student done creating the sentences, the teacher will ask them to create a short story based on the sentences that they have created. And then after they have done created the sentences using the correct conjunction and punctuation, the student will have to tell their story in front of the classroom, and the teacher will evaluate them based on their intonation, and also based on how they deliver the point, and when did they have to stop and continue the story. As for the final activity, which is the production stage, after they have done the first and second activity, the teacher will ask the student to form a group of 3, and the student will have to do a role play, which is they have to act it out about the topic, which is self-protection. The student have to create their own ideas, and then they have to brainstorm together to get the ideas, and they have to create their own dialogues, and also the student will have to act it up in front of the classroom within 5 to 10 minutes, and then the teacher, after the student done their role play, the teacher will evaluate them based on how they deliver their message, based on how the intonation that they have used, and also how they speak, how they express themselves in front of the classroom. As for my teaching aid or teaching material, I use some cardboard. Probably not, because I don't have any cardboard or manila card. So I use painting paper from my father's, because of lack of everything during the RMO. So this is my teaching material. So this is, and that's all from me. That's my part, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum, a very good morning. My name is Izzat Shafiq. Due to COVID-19 restriction move order, so we don't have any place to go to buy our stationeries for our pedagogy. So this is what I came up with the idea of, which is my topic is topic 14, Animal Kingdom, year 4. So basically, the first activity is the introduction stage or the presentation stage, where I will try to get the students to divide into group and play games like charades, but it's different than charades because my game comprise of, basically you don't have to act it out, you have to describe the animal, or you have to write down in the whiteboard about the animal without giving it away in 20 seconds. And if they don't answer it in 20 seconds, the answer is open to other groups for them to participate also. After that, my second activity is from the textbook itself. Is Sang Kancil and the crocodile. So basically, in this story where they will read a comic strip. They will read a comic strip and memorize it like this, such as this, where I have put it out here, where you can see the students will read the comic and memorize, and in that process they will like act it out, or they don't just read, they have to convey it, they have to read it as a group and understand the moral values, what happened. And the final activity is, after reading you have to remember it. When you remember it, I give it, the last activity is dialogue strips, where I cut down the dialogues and they have to paste it in each paper. That's all, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day to my lecturer, Miss Siti Haja. My name is Nur Emilia Sabrina, and I am going to present about the writing skills. So basically, this is the teaching aid that I prepared during the RMO because I was lacking materials and such. So for the first stage, I did something called, for the presentation stage, based on my topic, Care for the Sea is for year 4 students, and their level of proficiency is intermediate. So I have prepared a blog. So in this stage, they can only choose between the numbers 1 and 2. As you can see, 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 indicates that they can only do simple and general sentences based on their knowledge for the sea creatures. So in order to play this game, this block will be passed around, and the last person to hold the block needs to come to the front and write a general sentence about the sea life. So for the second stage, the teacher divides the students into smaller and manageable groups, like about 5 or 6 people per group. So the last group that is holding this block here will actually work together to come up with a sentence that is related to the sea creature, but in more detail and specific. So they can choose between the numbers 3 and 4. Alright. So once they're done with that, they need to come to the front, and then they need to rewrite the sentences on the whiteboard. So for the last stage, it is number 5 and 6. It is the production stage. So based on the past 2 activities, by using the same block, they need to create a short paragraph that consists of a few complex sentences based on their knowledge on sea life. So, but this time they need to assemble new groups that are around 6 people per group. So they can only choose between number 5 and 6. So number 5 and 6, meaning that they really have to go into detail into what they know about the sea life. So that's it. And when they come to the front to write the sentences, they need to explain how they came up with the idea to do so. So yeah, that's it. That's it for my activity. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all. My name is Shafiq and I'm going to explain the final activity, which is language arts. So basically in language arts, now we decided to do like a pop quiz game where it's about chapter 2 unit year 2 unit 8 topic the robot. Basically it's a game of, the first activity we're going to do about is the anatomy of the human body. Basically where we as teacher will come in the presentation stages and just ask the student about the part of the body, which is the hand, the eyes, the nose, the mouth. So basically we just ask the students to get it, to get the normal intention of what we're going to learn today. So for the second activity, which is the practice stage, I will divide the group in five student into a group of 5 students. So basically, the student will try to create a simple sentence from the parts of the body given, such as a hand. This is my hand, or Aina's hand is dirty. So basically, they have to create a simple sentence for each of them. And the third activity, finally, is I'm going to give them a picture, where the picture will be anatomy of a human body. They have to rearrange and they have to put the name. Basically, they have to put they have to basically mesh. I will print out a big picture of a human skeleton body, where I will put it in the on the whiteboard, basically where the student have to line up where they have to label out where's the leg, where's the hand, where's the head, the eyes, the skins. Basically, it's a more of a game of remembering and creativity, because it's standard to student. I can't ask them to read. I can't ask them to write. So it's more of their memory and mind. That's all.